Good evening. How are you today? How are you tonight? How are you this morning? Whenever you're watching this, answer me the question in the comments. Tell me how you're doing. Are you doing well? Are you doing poorly? Are you doing ho-hum? Myself, at this current moment, I am doing well and I am tired. I am in the thick of South by Southwest coverage. The festival begins digitally next week, and I am doing so much stuff. I've recorded, how many interviews have I recorded? I don't know, 2 or 3. I'm doing 3 tomorrow. No, I've done 3 so far, and I'm doing 3 more tomorrow. I'm doing 1 on Saturday, and I'm guessing I'm going to do a bunch next week as well. I've confirmed some things for next week. I know I'm doing some things, but there's still other things floating around that I'm very excited about. But I'm not going to talk about what has not been confirmed. I'm going to tell you on this broadcast, or on this stream, what is going down next week. So, if you follow me on social media, such as, on Twitter, you can catch me on Twitter. I'm the Movie Mystic. Or maybe you're more of an Instagram person. You can find me on IG. I'm the Movie Mystic 20. Jesus Christ. Movie Mystic 2021. Oops. This is me right here. Or maybe you read reviews. You're a review reader. You can catch me on Letterboxd. I'm the Movie Mystic. You guessed it. Who'd have thunk it? Maybe you're like a fossil and you're still on Facebook exclusively. And in which case, you can go to the group Mystic and Severe on CKCU FM. And you can join and you can holler. And, of course, you can go to CKCUFM.com. CKCUFM.com. And next Wednesday, you can press listen while you're at midnight going into Thursday, and you can hear me talk for 2 hours. I'm going to tell you what's going down on that broadcast. And yeah, go to programs, go to Mystic and Severe, and listen to all the old broadcasts. Do it, go for it. You'll enjoy life. And please also sub to this channel, Mystic and Severe, youtube.com/Mystic Severe Radio, or you can just search Mystic and Severe Radio, and sub, because I do a lot of streams. I try to stream 2-3 times a week, and then all those interviews go up. And I'm also gonna put my reviews for South by Southwest once they're all done, which will be like late April. I'm going to put them all together in a video, and you can listen to them at once. It should be like a 15-20 minute thing. It'll be fun. So, the advantage of checking this particular stream, and other ones like it, called Let's Talk About Movies, whatever the date is I tell you things that I have not announced on social media yet as to what is coming up on the next broadcast. But I'm going to start with things that have been, and then we'll move our way forward. So, Death of a Ladies' Man is a fun movie. And I interviewed this man right here, Matt Bissonnette, the director of this film. So he is born, I believe he is from Montreal. I know he's Canadian. I don't remember if he's from, like, Winnipeg or Montreal or whatever. But this movie's cool. It's going to be on VOD this Friday, I believe. And it's also coming at the Mayfair Theater. So if you're in Ottawa, peep the Mayfair Theater. It's on Sunnyside and Bank Street. It's my favorite movie theater in town. So it's playing on the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, oh my god, the 17th, and the 18th. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screenings of this very fun movie. I'm going to read the write-up. Why not? And of course, yeah, I use this site. I always use this site for Mayfair movies. You go to events.com and you pre-order your ticket to avoid disappointment. You have to pay a little bit more, which is why you should get a membership. It's cheap, and you should go to the movies all the time. Under advisement. Take that advice under advisement. Alright. A Krausen college professor's life takes a series of unimaginable turns, and all the old stories are given a new twist when he begins to have surreal hallucinations and learns he may not be long for this world. Featured the music of Leonard Cohen, starring Golden Globe Award winner Gabriel Byrne, two-time Screen Actor Guild Awards nominee Jessica Perry, and Cannes Film Festival Award winner Susan Clement. The Gateway says director Matt Bissonette quiets the genre to create a slow-burning masterpiece. An imaginative mid-budget film like Death of a Ladies' Man is a refreshingly original win for the little guy. A hilariously disarming look at living, dying, and whatever it is that happens in between. Kingston Canadian Film Festival says iconic songs by Leonard Cohen provide a highly memorable through line for writer-director Matt Bissonette's warm and wry portrait of an something made who doesn't have much time left to change his ways. Delivering the latest in a long line of terrific performances, Gabriel Byrne stars as Samuel O'Shea. All right, so that I have announced, and I'm doing I typically go from tab to tab, but these things I haven't announced yet. And I'm excited to get into that. But I'm going to save that for last. So, I review some things. Some Blu-rays. Because this is a thing I do now. Is I don't just talk about new movies. I talk about old movies that are usually available on home video. However, this product is out of stock. I actually bought, I think there were like 2 left in stock when I picked this up, and it's sort I'm sort of being a tease, but I'm going to review it still. And there's 2 movies in this. There's Brawl Busters as well. So I did an unboxing video a little while back, and one of the picks was this, and one of the other picks was this, too. One of the other things I unboxed was this. The Beastmaster. But anyways, the Sword of the Claw. They took his money. They took his family. And now they've taken his hands. But they can never take his revenge. Exploding from the same hallucinogenic netherworld as Turkish Star Wars, The Sword of the Claw stars Turkish legend Cüneyt Arkın in his most iconic role. It's Conan the Barbarian meets the Three Stooges meets Dolomite, with more lo-fi, bloodshed, pop art visuals, and bizarro dubbing than the boundaries of reality can handle. Well, that's a great write-up. And I actually prefer Brawl Busters, because Brawl Busters is like a typical, Chinese kung fu flick, which, I'm more about than the Sword of the Claw. But I like the Sword of the Claw. And we're going to get into that. So you get my reviews of those 2 movies. And The Beastmaster, which is a bit more of a mixed review. Or, like, mixed going unfavorable. But look at this set. So that's the front of it. That's the back. This is, like, what you get totally. Because you get, like, the slipcover with the Blu-ray. And then, like, a set for that. The set with it. And a little booklet. And that's kind of what it looks like right there when you open it up. It's such a beautiful package, and I'm such a sucker for things like that. It's like I did it for the package more than the movie, but also I kind of wanted to see what it was all about, because I like Don Coscarelli. I met him in Los Angeles, and I love Phantasm. So we are beyond excited to introduce you to Vinegar Syndrome Ultra, a new vinegar. No, sorry. So it's a 4K. They're just talking about how great that is. When he was a baby, Dar, and his royal family were cursed by an all-powerful wizard named Max, with two A's, okay, to prevent him from rightfully ascending as leader of his people. Stolen from his parents and about to be sacrificed, Dar is rescued by a kind villager who raises him as his own. While training with his adopted father, Dar realizes the curse has left him with a unique gift, the ability to telepathically communicate with all forms of animal life. Years later, Max returns with the help of a violent band of marauders known as the June to all but wipe out Dar's tribe, leaving him to fend for himself. Accompanied by his animal and human friends, Dar sets out on a quest of vengeance to destroy Max and the June and return peace to the land before it's too late. Directed by legendary genre filmmaker Don Coscarelli, and co-starring Tanya Roberts, John Amos, and Rod Loomis. The Beastmaster is a thrilling mix of fantasy, action, and adventure, with touches of horror, photographed by Academy award-winning cinematographer John Alcott, who did Barry Lyndon and Clockwork Orange, and featured incredible production design by Conrad Agnon. Vinegar Syndrome Ultra brings the Beastmaster to 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray in a brand new 4K restoration. Yummy. So it's like a thing, you know, like you got documentaries and 2 commentary tracks and a little booklet. Look at all this stuff. I'm afraid of playing this trailer. I don't want to get hit with a copyright. Because it is the Beastmaster after all. Tempting, but no. But no, I say. So, that's everything I have announced. Now, we're going to get to the stuff that I have not announced. So, a while back I did this interview, South by Southwest 2021 exclusive. We have your first look at the trailer for Mexican woman wrestling doc Luchadores. So I interviewed the directors of this. There were 2 of them. Paulo Calva and Patrick Jassim, that's what I interviewed. Documentary Luchadores will have its world premiere at South by Southwest 2021 online, running March 16th to 20th, in case you were wondering. And Screen Anarchy got the trailer. It's really messed up stuff. It's a very disturbing documentary about a border town in Mexico. What the directors were telling me is it's like those border towns are the worst. And this place, I forget the name of the city, but it's like it's got an insane amount of like gender violence against a woman. They've got all kinds of violence, all kinds of crime, but like they really have a lot of violence against women. You know, you dig me? So that's disturbing. And the Luchadores becomes like an escape, but even the metaphor of escape is like hopeless within like this documentary. It's good though. It does leave you a little deflated, as does this other movie that I'm going to be talking about. So, The Return, Life After ISIS. I am going to interview the director, who is right here. Okay. So she's from Spain, and what's interesting, going on this Twitter page, I learned that it's going to have its Canadian premiere at Hot Docs. So, there you go, April 29th and May 9th. That's going down. But it's having its world premiere at South by Southwest. So that's exciting. And what's this movie about? Okay. Oh, they should be following me, man. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. It's about, like, the ISIS war brides. You know, these girls who got indoctrinated online and then came to Syria. And now that ISIS is not a thing anymore, it's kind of like, what happens to them next? They're basically in this, like, awful refugee camp in by like the Turkish-Syrian border, where they could probably, let's be real, get murdered at any second, where they could all just get slaughtered one day, and maybe no one would care. And so that's sort of difficult moral human questions about what do we owe them, what does society owe them? Should they be able to see their kids again? Should they be able to go back to their country? It's lots to grapple with. I like to write my reviews after, if I'm going to interview a director, I like to write my review afterwards. So I do have some questions about this, about grappling with some of the things. I have my, feeling as a viewer, but I still just kind of want to ask and see what's good. So yeah, Alba Satora. I'm going to be talking to her tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow at noon, I'll be interviewing her. I've got 3 interviews made. And then the other interview I have is with Lazaro Ramos. That's tomorrow. For Executive Order, which is an interesting movie. I did find it entertaining. It's got the great Sue George in it. I don't know if you know Sue George. He sung David Bowie's songs in Portuguese for the movie Life Aquatic of CKCU. I've heard some of his music over the years. I'm a fan. I'm not like, he's not my favorite artist or anything, but I think he's cool. I've known about him for a long time. So I tried to interview him for this movie, and it didn't work out. But I'm going to interview the director tomorrow, if all goes as planned, and then I will air that interview on the next broadcast. So, yeah, this is good. This sort of sets it up. Set it in a dystopian near future in Rio de Janeiro, a lawyer sues the Brazilian government for reparation of all descendants of African slaves in the country. The authoritarian regime responds by signing an executive order forcing all black citizens to move to Africa. While the army and police enforce martial law, he inspires an underground movement enlisting his cousin and wife. The 3 of them fight the madness that has taken over the country and spark resistance that changes the nation. So it's sort of like a humorous dystopia. So, of course, dystopia is kind of grounded in negative feelings or heightened feelings of the present. And, I'm not at all an expert or fluent in racial issues in Brazil. I have had directors tell me it's pretty bad, though, for people of color. But this is expressing that to the nth degree, and it's funny. It's a very fun movie too. It's got a lot of life and color. It's entertaining, all that good stuff. So I look forward to conducting these 2 interviews with these 2 very interesting directors tomorrow. And then I've got another one, but that other one is going to be, I'm not going to talk to you about that one quite yet. So 3 South by Southwest interviews, and then an interview with Matt Bissonette, who did Death of a Ladies Man, which will be available on VOD soon. Like this week, and then on Friday, and then it is also got 7 screenings at the Mayfair Theater starting Friday. So yeah, that's kind of what. And then of course I got my reviews for this, the Sword of the Claw, as well as Brawl Busters, and the Beastmaster in 4K. So I'm excited to share with you all these things, and I don't know what music I'm going to play. That hasn't been figured out. But I got a lot of content. I kind of have the titles, so I have like the structure at least, the beginning of a structure for the next 4 broadcasts. And the name of the next broadcast, the one that I've been talking to you about, is going to be called CKCU meets South by Southwest. And I'm very excited for that title. By that title. And for that broadcast, I gotta write a bunch of reviews. I gotta edit a bunch of interviews. I am so pooped these days, yo. because Berlin was so intense, and now this is so intense. I am drowning in content and preparing future content. But what will be nice is I have a lot in the can, and I'll be able to chill out once it's all done. But I am in the thick of it right now. And yeah. Anywho, CKCU meets South by Southwest is going to kick off at least 2 more broadcasts that are South by Southwest oriented, and I still got something else special planned for you. So keep rocking with me, the Movie Mystic. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at movie_mystic, on Instagram, Movie Mystic 2021, on Letterboxd, uppercase, both M's, Movie Mystic, and then sub to this channel, and go to CKCUFM.com, go to the programs, and peep me here. And then Mystic and Severe on CKCUFM is the Facebook group. So I hope you enjoyed this stream. It was nice to talk to you today. And I hope you guys have a good night.